planning used to be complicated enough when couples were choosing a photographer and maybe a videographer. Now there's a third option showing up everywhere: wedding content creators. And if you're engaged right now, you might be sitting there wondering, wait, do we need all three: a photographer, a videographer, and a content creator? Is that overkill? Is a content creator replacing video? Is video replacing content? Is photography still the priority? Are we supposed to hire an entire media department for one wedding day? So today, let's talk about what each one actually does, where they overlap, where they do not, and how to decide what makes sense for your wedding. Hey, I'm Stephen Barnett, and I'm a Pennsylvania wedding photographer. I photograph weddings throughout central PA, including Harrisburg, Hershey, Lancaster, York, Gettysburg, and the surrounding areas. And today we are talking about a question more and more couples are asking: do we need a wedding photographer, a videographer, and a content creator? Because this is where wedding planning can start to feel a little ridiculous. You start with the basics: venue, food, dress, photography. Maybe then you think about video. Then you hear about content creators. Then someone on TikTok says you need behind the scenes vertical footage delivered within 24 hours. Then someone else says if you do not hire video, you will regret it for forever. Then someone else says content creators are unnecessary. Then your budget quietly leaves the chat. So let's calm this down. You do not automatically need all three. You need to understand what each one gives you, then you can decide what actually matters to you. Let's start with the wedding photographer. Your photographer is there to create the still images of the day. We're talking portraits, ceremony, family photos, details, getting ready moments, reception, the people. The quiet stuff, the loud stuff, the images that become your wall art, prints, albums, thank you cards, anniversary posts, and eventually part of your family history. Photography freezes the day. It gives you something you can hold, print, frame, and walk past in your home and pass down. That matters. A wedding photographer is also usually guiding a lot of the photo side of the day: timeline advice, portrait timing, family photo lists, getting ready details, ceremony angles. We're talking reception coverage, helping you feel comfortable in front of the camera, keeping things moving without making the day feel like a photo shoot. So if you ask me what the non-negotiable is, I'm obviously going to say photographer. Yes, I'm totally biased, but I feel like I'm also correct. Photos are the foundation. Now, let's talk about wedding videography. A videographer is there to create a polished, moving film of the day. This might include audio from vows, speeches, letters, toasts, and ceremony moments. It might include a highlight film, a longer documentary edit, ceremony footage, speeches, other final videos depending on the specific package. Captures movement and sound in a way that photos can't. Your partner's voice during vows, the way your dad's toast sounded, your grandmother laughing, the music, the movement of the dress, the emotion in a speech, the way the room felt where everyone was dancing. That's valuable. If sound matters to you, video matters. If hearing vows and speeches later matters to you, video matters. If you love cinematic storytelling, video matters. If you know you're the kind of person who rewatches videos often, video may be worth it. Now, let's talk about wedding content creators. A wedding content creator is usually focused on quick, behind the scenes, social media friendly content. Think the vertical phone footage, short clips, trendy edits, candid moments, getting ready snippets, behind the scenes of portraits, reception clips, little moments that can be delivered quickly, sometimes within 24 or 48 hours. A content creator is not usually replacing your professional photographer. They're not usually replacing a professional videographer either. They are doing something different. They're giving you fast, casual, social ready content. That might be exactly what some couples want, especially if you love TikTok, Instagram Reels, behind the scenes footage, or you want something to look through the next morning while you wait for the professional gallery and film. But here's where couples get confused. A content creator may deliver video clips quickly, but that does not mean they are delivering the same thing as a videographer. A videographer is usually thinking about audio, lighting, stability, lenses, color, story structure, ceremony coverage, speech coverage, and a polished, finished film. A content creator is usually thinking about immediacy, phone-friendly clips, vertical photo, behind-the-scenes moments, and social sharing. Both can be valuable. They're just not the same job. The easiest way to think about it is this. Photography gives you still images. Videography gives you a polished film and sound. Content creation gives you quick social style clips, behind the scenes moments, different outputs, different purposes, different expectations. Now, should you hire all three? Maybe, but only if it fits your budget, your priorities, and your wedding day. If photos are your top priority, start with that. If hearing vows and speeches matters to you, add video if you can. If having quick behind the scenes clips for social media matters to you, then a content creator may be a fun add-on, but only if your budget's tight. Do not feel like you failed because you didn't hire three separate media vendors. You're planning a wedding, not launching a Netflix documentary department. Prioritize. That's the key. Let's talk about who might benefit from a videographer. You might want video if your ceremony audio matters, if you're writing personal vows, if speeches are important. If you have loved ones whose voices you want preserved, if motion and sound make memories feel more alive for you, if you know you will rewatch the film, if your wedding has cultural traditions, performances, dances, or emotional moments that really need movement and sound, those are strong reasons to consider video. Now, who might benefit from a content creator? You may want a content creator if you love social media, if you want vertical videos quickly, if you want behind the scenes moments from the morning, if you want candid phone style clips without asking your bridesmaids to film everything, if you want to wake up the next morning and already have the clips to relive, if you care about TikTok or Instagram content from the day, if you want someone focused specifically on fast delivery and casual moments, those are strong reasons to consider a content creator. But here's my warning. Do not hire a content creator because you feel pressure to perform your wedding for the internet. That's not the point. Your wedding does not need to become content to be meaningful. If social clips sound fun, great. If they sound exhausting, you're allowed to skip it. The wedding still counts. Trust me, I checked. Now, here's something couples need to think about. Too many cameras can affect the experience. Not always. A good team can work together beautifully, but if you have a photographer, a second photographer, a videographer, a second videographer, a content creator, and maybe an assistant, that's a lot of people documenting the day. You need vendors who understand how to work together. You do not want 5 people standing in the aisle. You do not want someone blocking the first kiss. You do not want content clips interfering with portraits. You definitely don't want vendors competing for the same moment instead of serving you, the couple. So if you hire multiple media vendors, ask if they're comfortable working alongside each other. Ask how they coordinate. Ask if your photographer and videographer have preferences. Ask where the content creator should stand during key moments. This matters because the goal is not to have the most coverage possible. The goal is to have the right coverage without making the day feel crowded. Another thing to consider is deliverables. Before booking anyone, ask what you actually receive. For photography, how many hours are included? Is an engagement session included? How are images delivered? Are prints included? Are albums available? What is the editing timeline? For videography, what films are included? Is ceremony audio included? Are speeches included? Do you receive a highlight film, a full ceremony edit, the raw footage. How long is a final film? For content creation, how many clips will you receive? Are they edited? Are they vertical? How fast will they be delivered? Do you receive raw phone footage? Will they post for you or just send the clips? Are they filming the whole day or just specific parts? Clarity matters because the word can mean very different thing depending on the person when it comes to content. Some content creators deliver hundreds of raw clips, some deliver edited reels, some focus on trends, some focus on documentary style behind the scenes, some are more polished, some are more casual. Asking never hurts. Do not assume. Now, let's talk about budget. If you can afford all three and they all matter to you, wonderful. Build a team that works well together. If you cannot afford all three, that's normal. Most couples are making choices, so ask yourselves, what will we actually use? What will we regret not having? Do we care more about printed photos, video with audio, or quick social clips? Are we album people? Are we video people? Are we social media people? Do we want something timeless, cinematic, immediate, or a combination of all the above? That would tell you more than TikTok ever will. Here's my personal recommendation. Start with photography, unbiasedly. Choose a photographer whose work you love and whose presence feels good to you. Then, if budget allows, consider videography if sound and motion matter. Then, consider a content creator if quick behind the scenes social content would truly make you happy. That's the order I would think through it. Not because content creation is bad, not because video is unnecessary, but because photos are usually the core keepsake couples build everything else around. From there, you can add on based on priorities. Now, can a content creator be a budget-friendly alternative to video? Maybe if what you want is casual clips, but if what you want is ceremony, audio, speeches, polished storytelling in a film you can watch years later, then a content creator is probably not a true replacement for your videographer. That does not make one better than the other. It means they serve different purposes. If you want a wedding film, hire a videographer. If you want fast social clips, hire a content creator. If you want both and the budget allows, hire both. Just make sure not to confuse the deliverables. The worst thing is not choosing one over the other. The worst thing is hiring one, expecting the job of the other, and then being disappointed. So if you're asking whether you need a photographer, videographer, content creator, here's the simple version. You need a photographer if you want the day documented in still images that can be printed, shared, framed, and passed down. You may want a videographer if motion, sound, vows, speeches, and a polished film matter to you. You may want a content creator if quick social clips, behind the scenes footage, and fast delivery matter to you. You do not need all three just because the internet says so. You need the combination that fits your budget, your priorities, and the kind of memories you want to have after the wedding. So, if you're planning a wedding in Pennsylvania and you want a photographer who helps you think through the photo side of the day, including timeline, coverage, portraits, and how photography fits with video or content creation, I love to talk with you. Head to my website, send me an inquiry, and tell me what you're planning. I'd love to help you feel comfortable, prepared, and taken care of on your wedding day.